hang these in the windows. If you saw, I posted it on Shorts the other day. They don't look like much right now because it's daytime, but at night they are just so magical. I've been hanging them with these little cord clips. Big one just fell down, so I'm gonna reinforce it. I just had one holding it up. I'm gonna reinforce it now with like 2, maybe 3. Just might need like a little extra. These, for being so small, are pretty mighty, and what I really like about them is they're pretty much invisible. So these hang with these clear cords because they're all plug-in. I've used some additional clips to put them like at the back behind the couch to kind of pin the wires back so they're not just hanging straight down, because then the stars were getting kind of tangled in them. Setting up the mantle. I normally would not decorate for Christmas this early, but my parents are coming for Thanksgiving, and you know, it's just nice to have the season last as long as possible. So I keep mine up January, at least for the 12 days of Christmas. And what I'm doing on the mantle is I'm using this star garland, and I've hung it on the command clips, and I'm using 2 different greenery garlands. One kind of swooping under, and then the other one sitting on top of the mantle. Just gives it a little more volume. Any pieces that have fallen off, I kind of just like place them back. Wreath is sticking up on the mirror with a suction cup hook, which I always use. They work really well on mirrors or on windows. When I decorate the outside of the house, I'm gonna be using the same hooks on the windows. And I just got a bunch of these things in all different sizes, and I just think they're so fun. Stick this one over here. Pretty much it for the mantle. Did get some flameless candles for the sconces. I've only ever lit candles in them one time, but you know, it feels a little risky having them so close to the wall and close to the curtain. So we're gonna try out these flameless candles. I hope they fit. Sometimes they don't. So let's just see. No, these ones are a little too wide, unfortunately, but here, I'll put some batteries in anyway, just so you can see what they look like, because these look like really nice ones. This is what I get for trying out a different kind. The ones I have in my apartment actually have a much narrower base, so I think they would work better here. I wanted to try these because they have like drips down, so they're a bit more realistic looking. The thing that differentiates nice flameless candles from not nice flameless candles is the nice ones are made with real wax, so they really do look like real candles. And I think, yeah, these come with the remote. I'm really bummed they don't fit in my sconces, but it's okay. On to the next. Into the dining room we go, because I'm gonna do like a little trial run of getting the table somewhat set up for Thanksgiving. We're doing Thanksgiving here, obviously. This is gonna be my first Thanksgiving in a really long time, not in New York City, which feels a bit weird. I love New York and Thanksgiving, the Macy's parade and everything. It's just like, it's just my whole childhood, and I feel a little bit sad about not doing it there, but it being our first year in this house, it would just feel kind of sad to not do it here. And my parents are coming up, and obviously they're so excited to come spend it with us here. They haven't seen the house since May, so they were here in the very beginning, and obviously we have gotten so much done since they were last here. My parents like to do their like twice yearly New York City rounds, basically everything that they miss about living in the city now that they don't anymore. So my mom always has a couple exhibits that she wants to see at museums, and my dad usually just like wants to see his friends, so they always have their plans. They just stay at my apartment, and then I think we'll all head up here for actual Thanksgiving, so that'll be really nice. So up until now, I really haven't done that much work with the dining room. We got this beautiful antique dining table that was a gift from a family friend of Sebastian, sitting in their basement for decades. It was a family heirloom of theirs, a 19th century dining table around the same time period as the house, so it just seemed like it belonged in here. Most recent addition are these chairs. I'm actually partnering with Green Row on lots of things in the dining room. These chairs are one of them. Came to picking dining chairs, I knew I wanted something super classic, and these chairs just seemed like an amazing option. It's actually very heavy because they're super sturdy, very well made, high quality. I got some side chairs and then the armchairs. These are actually just seat covers. These are removable. I got them because I was a little worried about having white seats at a dining table. These are really cute, and Green Row has a bunch of different fabric options. What's really cool about Green Row are a very sustainable business. So they love to use every last bit of fabric. So any extra fabrics that they have left over for their rugs or their curtains or like anything larger, they like to use for table linen, seat covers, pillows, napkins. And I did not know that about that brand, but I thought that was really cool. These are what the chairs look like without the seat covers, and these chairs also come in all white, which is really nice as well, but I'm definitely more of like a dark wood kind of girl. These are the napkins. I'll show you up close. They are almost too pretty to use. They're just so sweet. The glassware I feel like is a little unexpected for Thanksgiving, because usually Thanksgiving is like browns, golds, but we're going with blue and just so gorgeous. And I think it brings a little liveliness to the table. Can't remember which side the wine glass goes on. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm not actually doing this right now. I don't know if you remember what the dining room looked like when we first bought the house. Honestly, we have not done that much in here, and there's not that much to do in here. It was like honestly really nice and good to go. Here's a little light fixture. The only other thing we've done in here was put these doors back on. When we got the house, the previous owner had just taken these doors off so that all of this was like open and exposed, which was fine, but these shelves are pretty wonky. I don't know if you can see. In the first like 5 months of having this house, I was not using this for dish storage. It was just storage for other things, and it was very unsightly. So we put the doors back on, and will you just look at the back side of this door that has never been painted and how stunning this wood is. So yeah, honestly, I probably will keep the doors on, just a bit more my style. And then in terms of like plans for the dining room, not much. Like I said, I really do like it as is. What I want to do one day is add a really subtle wallpaper in here. Something neutral, but with a subtle pattern. Right now, at least before we renovate the kitchen and the back area of the house, the dining room, unfortunately kind of serves as our entryway, aside from the kitchen. So we have these hooks over there where we hang our coats, and we also have this little shoe cabinet over here. It's just something cheap I got from Wayfair. What I would really like to get for this room that would help a lot, I would love like a massive antique cabinet that we could use as kind of like a coat closet. This room is very high traffic. We drop a lot of shoes and a lot of coats and just a lot of stuff in here, and it can get really, really messy, and I do not like that. Same with the kitchen. One day when we renovate, the kitchen will actually become a mudroom, so we won't have that issue. But that day is not today. So I would like to, in the meantime, kind of like figure out a workaround, you know? So I'm always kind of on the hunt on Facebook Marketplace for antique mirrored armoire. They do tend to be quite expensive, but that is something that I would definitely splurge on if the right piece came about. The last piece for the table is this very cool flowery candelabra. Like I said, I love the pops of blue. I think it's unexpected. I think the blue ties in nicely with the curtains and the tablecloth and just kind of overall my whole color scheme that I have in the house. And yeah, I'm excited. I think this will be a really cute first Thanksgiving in this house.